Hello, hello. Welcome to our forest therapy practice today. Just taking some time to look around me. I'm in this beautiful nature spot, surrounded by trees and green. And it's a little bit rainy, so we found some cover to sit under today. Just listening to the crows nearby. I'm just ready to start this practice. So forest therapy is a practice based on Japanese forest bathing, uh, with the idea that spending time in nature and contextualizing ourselves to our environments is beneficial for our health and mental well-being. And today we're going to go through a practice of forest therapy together. You can be outside for this. You can also be inside, maybe near a window or a plant, anything that reminds you of nature. For our practice today, we're going to start with a short grounding practice. And then we'll go into at least one invitation. We might just do one invitation today. We might do two. And then we'll conclude our short practice with a tea ceremony. So if you want to go and grab a nice warm beverage before we get started, I would advise you can do that. This practice will take about half an hour, and I'll guide you through it. At the end of each section, we'll have a short sharing section where you can share either in the chat or in just out loud to yourself wherever you are, what you noticed about that section. And yeah, just with all of that out of the way, let's get started. To begin our grounding practice, if it's safe to, ask that you close your eyes and we turn our gaze inward. Maybe we're looking at our third eye. Maybe we're looking at our throat. Maybe we're looking at our chest. Maybe down to our belly button. And let's begin our inhales and exhales. Our inhales are shorter than our exhales. So if our inhale is 1, 2, 3, our exhale would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And take that count on your own for a few breaths. Now, let's revisit our inward gaze. Let's start by looking at the back of our eyes. Let's move our inward gaze down to our throat. Breathe in to the space around our throat. And exhale. Let's move our inward gaze down to our chest, where our heart rests. Inhale. Exhale. Let's move our inward gaze out to our hands. Inhale. Exhale. Move our inward gaze to our stomach. Inhale. Exhale. Let's move our inward gaze to our toes. Inhale and exhale. And now for the next few breaths, just allow your inward gaze to roam wherever it feels natural to be looking inward on your body. Wherever that inward gaze has come to rest, let's bring our breath and our intention to that space. Inhaling into that space, exhaling, clearing that space. Inhaling light and energy into that space, exhaling, clearing that space. Now with our eyes closed, let's envision the space around us. Let's inhale and exhale, filling the space around us with maybe a color, maybe a texture, maybe a sound or a feeling. Now, maybe expanding that space around us, filled with that color or texture or feeling. And maybe shrinking that space around us, filled with color or texture or feeling. Now let's connect that color to our chest and breathe in the space around us. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale as we become part of the environment we exist in. Now starting to come back, let's listen for any sounds around us, any sounds in the room or in the space where we're practicing. Maybe inhale, this time tasting the air, noticing any smells or light around us. Maybe lightly moving our fingers and toes. And on our next exhale, let's open our eyes and return to the space you're in. That is the end of our grounding practice. I'd like you to take some time to share either in chat or out loud to yourself, or where in the space where you are, just what you're noticing following that grounding practice. I'll wait for you to go and then I'll go next. Okay, what I'm noticing is I really feel present after that grounding practice, and I really feel a part of the space where I'm in, and I feel connected to all the different colors I see and all the different textures and even the cool air that's kind of landing on my skin. With that, I'd like us to start our first invitation. I'd like us to have an object nearby. You can see one right here. For me, I just found this little twig. And this might be my object for this invitation. I'd like us to just hold the object in our hands and just explore the sensations of check with our object, of touch with our object. Maybe running it over our skin, maybe running it over on our cheek, maybe tapping it, maybe holding it in our fist, or throwing it or passing it from hand to hand. And I'd like to invite you to engage in that invitation of touch with the object around you for about 7 minutes, and then we'll check back in and we'll have another share. So I will talk to you in about 7 minutes. Okay, it's been about 7 minutes, so let's come back and share what we noticed about that invitation. I'll go first this time. I just used this little piece of wood, and I was just rolling it and touching it and dropping it and just kind of seeing what I noticed. I think what I noticed initially was that even though it all kind of feels the same, there's a lot of different colors on it. So even though the colors are different, they all kind of feel the same, and I thought that was interesting. So that was what I noticed. And you can go ahead and share, either out loud by yourself or in the chat, something that you noticed in your own invitation. Okay. I think we have time for one more invitation today. So our second invitation is going to be around sound. So for this invitation, I'd like you to listen. What sounds are near to you? What sounds are far away from you? Are there some sounds in the middle? Maybe you can hear your own breathing or your own voice. And I'd like you to just kind of make some sounds if you feel invited. Either whistling or singing or talking, or taking something around you and finding a way to make sound with it. And that invitation, we're going to take about 7 minutes for that invitation. So go ahead, and I'll check back in with you in about 7 minutes. looks like it's about 8 minutes. Or 7 minutes, sorry. So if you'd like to come back and share what you noticed on that invitation, you can share out loud by yourself or in the chat, and I will just give you some space to do that. Okay, cool. What did I notice? I noticed the coolest sound I heard was a crow flying by, and I heard the wind on its wings, which is a pretty neat sound. Don't hear that all the time. And then what else I noticed was that I can't move right now. I'm sitting and not moving, so I just kind of found some things around me to make sounds and just kind of went from there today with that invitation. So yeah, that was what I noticed. Oh, actually one more thing. I noticed that everything, usually with sound it's like music or talking, like with a conversation you go back and forth, or with music you have a beat, and all the sounds out here are kind of on their own time and on their own rhythm and just kind of happening together. So it's pretty fun. Alright, that was our last invitation for today. Our next part, I'd like you to think about something maybe you want to take with you from this experience, or maybe something you want to leave. I think what I'll take is the sound of that crow flying by, and I'm not going to leave anything today. And now for the rest of our time together, we usually conclude with a tea ceremony. So I'd encourage you to take your warm beverage, or to make a warm beverage if you don't have one. Maybe some tea or some coffee, or just hot water. And take some time to be with yourself today, reflect on what we've done. And if there's anything you want to share before we go that might make this practice feel more complete for you, I'll let you go ahead and share that now. And for me to complete this practice, I think I'd like to just say how thankful I am to be outside in this beautiful nature and this bright white sky and just the smell and the growth and the beauty around me. I'm just very thankful to be out here today. All right, I hope you can enjoy a few moments of reflection with yourself and your warmth, and thanks for taking this time with yourself today, and thanks for taking this time with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you at the next forest therapy practice.